This old log splitter has been sitting in my parents' barn for the last 15 years. My older brothers built it. My brothers were teenagers at the time. They put this thing together and they got it all done. They put the biggest log they had in there and they tried to split it, and it immediately broke. And then they put it in the barn and it's sat there ever since. So thing's never split a log in its life. So I saw it in there the other day and I decided that I'm gonna take it and fix it up. So try to get it working again. I haven't ever looked too closely at this thing, but we've got a 10 horse Briggs & Stratton lawnmower vertical shaft engine. Got the hydraulic reservoir. It's kind of rusty on the bottom there. Got a nice hydraulic valve here. I don't know if it's plumbed correctly, but here's the old log splitter. I got it hauled out the other night. I put different tires on it. I did that by hand. They're just some used ones that I put on the rims that were on it. Junk engine. I'm assuming it's junk. One thing I'm concerned about is all this rust on this cylinder, but I think I'm gonna run it out if I can get the thing to move, and I'm gonna run that out and then Scotch-Brite that, see if it comes out. Hopefully these hydraulic lines work with this. Anyway, let's get that old engine off and get the new one on there. This pump came with this bracket and this coupler here. It's a Lovejoy coupler. I don't know why they call it that, but anyway, one side has a 3/4 and the other side is half. Half goes to the pump, 3/4 goes to the engine. Found a stick hammer. I want the engine further away from the log where it's going to be splitting. About there, so that I have room to clear the tire. I'll have to spin this recoil thing, take the bolts out and turn it so that the handle is this way. I'm gonna have to move it this way. It might be alright though, because I'm assuming most of the time when splitting wood, the thing will be tilted down because that beam tilts. So if it's tilted down, then the pieces of wood won't hit. Either that or I'll have to put some kind of a guard here to protect the engine. I'm gonna go with this for now, see how it goes. Worst case, I move the engine later. or make a guard. Measure between these holes. Looks like about 3 1/8. It doesn't have to be exact because these ones are ovaled. Oops. And we're gonna put the washers on the ovaled holes. Make this. Gotta get this hydraulic line off of this old pump. Got my Swedish nut lathe here. Let's see if we can get it loose. I got it to come off of that. Don't know if that'll work. But barb thing. And then it's got a thing here, I don't know what that is. And then I took that one off and there's a ball with the spring, so that must be like a pressure bypass or something like that. And then this one had a plastic plug in it. I'm assuming this is the suction, and then this is the pressure to the thing. And then here's the valve. We've got a hose there that's busted off, and then a hose here to the cylinder, and then that one goes back to the tank. Maybe all I have to do is hook that to there. Huh, I don't know. Worth a try. Started. Now I just have to figure out how to connect that there. This here, this is coming from the tank. Picked up a new hose that'll fit that port, I hope. It was $50. Probably could have got it cheaper online, but this is gonna get done sooner. It's just a pipe that goes all the way down. Try to connect my hose to it. Well, it's tight on there, but not permanent. I think now I'm gonna put oil in the engine, try to start this thing up and see if it moves. I have not done anything with this yet. This is the one to the rod side of the piston, and I don't want the piston to go in at all because it will likely damage the seals with this rust going in. So I kind of just want to see if it will go out. It'll have to split that log as it goes out, but we'll see. I'll add oil and gas and whatnot and see what we can do here. Well, yesterday I was not able to get this thing to move. It was just spewing oil out of this and nothing was moving, but I believe that the tank was probably too empty, so it wasn't working in that aspect. So I'm gonna add oil to the tank and I'm gonna get this connected. I've got an easy out, but it's the wrong size, so that's not going to work. Now that's what I call success. Pounded the chisel in there and that worked as an easy out. Crazy. I can't get the oil to drain down the into the funnel because it just creates like an air bubble and it doesn't go into the tank. So I think I'm just gonna start it up, add some oil to the funnel there, and see if the thing will work. Cannot get the thing to start. I think the oil's just too thick in that tank there. It's pumping from the tank through this pump and through the valve and then back to the tank. And it's just too thick. Too much load on the engine for me to be able to start it. It's really hard to pull. I was not able to get the engine to start with this pump on there after I filled the tank up with oil. There's just too much friction with the cold oil. I'll have to switch it out to like a thinner oil or something later. But for now, I don't have a good way to heat up the tank. No judgment zone. I'll let that heat up the tank for a little bit. It's been under there for about 10 minutes. See if it's any easier to pull. Not really.